Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the big show here. It's your pal Bruce, traveling with Bruce for the last time from Calgary for a while. This is our last show from Calgary, Alberta. Next week at this time, I will be with you for the big show, but not from here, from Palm Desert, California. If the flight works out and they let us in the country, we'll be down there. Can't wait to trade in pine trees for palm trees, for sure. Looking forward to it. So make sure to catch up with us again next week for the new locale. Can't wait for that. I hope you're doing okay out there. I sure hope your weather is okay here in Calgary. It is oh my. I'll just say this. We had really nice weather for this time of year for the last almost 2 weeks. We had really decent weather here. And then 2 days ago, it started getting windy, kind of really breezy and gusty. And we blew out all that beautiful, mild weather and that so called Pacific air we had through here. It's gone now, and we're now welcoming in, unfortunately, some Arctic air, unfortunately, and it's going to stick around a while. So right now, while I'm talking to you, outside of this house, 9 degrees Fahrenheit is where we're at this second. We're heading down to I think it's about 2 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. Tomorrow's high will be 10. We're going to be 1 degree warmer than we are now for the high tomorrow, 10. On Wednesday, 5 Fahrenheit will be the high. Thursday, 4 Fahrenheit will be the high of the day. And the day we're out of here, Friday, 6 Fahrenheit when we get out of Dodge from here. Interestingly, on Saturday, it's 22 degrees. It'll be still under freezing, but, at least in the 20s. But no, Friday it's 6 when we get out of here. But I can tell you the good news for, as far as I'm concerned, the good news is that when we get to Palm Desert, California on Friday will be 70 for the high when we get there. So, okay, we'll trade in 6 degrees Fahrenheit for 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll take that trade when we get there. And on Saturday it'll be 72. That's room temperature. I mean, come on, you gotta love that. So we're gonna take that temperature all the way as far as we can go. Thank you all for being here today. If you can hit that thumbs up button you're sitting on out there, if you guys can nail that thumbs up button for us, please do so and let the YouTube world know that this channel exists. Let me know what number thumbs up you are if you remember to do it. And thank you all for helping out this channel get discovered. We do appreciate it. I see 17 thumbs ups are already sitting here, and they're coming in. Thank you all so much. Those of you who are watching this show on the rerun, and a bunch of you every week do. I have a lot of people from around the world who watch this Monday night show, and they always give me a thumbs up, even on the rerun. And it's because of you folks. This show always manages somehow to get more than 100 thumbs ups every week. It's incredible. I do thank you all for helping out. And I hope you're well. I hope you're not ill out there. Let me know what kind of temperatures you're getting now. What's the price of gas where you're living? Are these prices finally coming down for you guys? I mean, a barrel of oil in Texas was $74 a barrel earlier today for a while. That's got to mean lower prices, doesn't it? Let me know. What's the price of gas wherever you are? We always love to compare that on this show here. I have a little bit of news for you today on the cruising end of things. A couple little tidbits for you. We'll get to that in just 1 second. Let's say hi to folks. Now they're slowly coming in, which is great. Stephen Butler is already here. How you doing there, Stephen? Number 3 on the like button. Thank you, my friend. Temperature 52 degrees in Northwest Arkansas. Gas was $2.90 a gallon. That's under $3 at the Shell station. $3 at Casey's. Just down the road, Vikings atop the NFC North. all is well. Ken Kareka is here. Hi, Ken. Number 4 on the thumbs up meter. Hi, Bruce and Jen from Janet and Ken in Saginaw, Michigan. It's cloudy and 35 degrees now in Saginaw. Regular gas, $3.88 a gallon. We got some dropping to do there. Good evening, everybody from around the world. Sharon is in the house from Jersey. How you doing, Sharon? Thank you for popping back in here. She's one of my sponsor members. Jeannie, a sponsor member with that little avatar beside her name. Thank you, Jeannie. Hello again, Bruce. Greetings, all TWBers. Bill and Jeannie are here for the big show from East Tennessee. Welcome. Donnell from Cork, Ireland, one of my favorite sponsor members, is in the house. Howdy, Bruce, and all TW fans. I am number 7 tonight on the thumbs ups meter. Stephen Butler is saying that good for business or pleasure, Bermuda is the best place for multinationals to operate based on the cost and speed of operation, a new report reveals. Mercator Entity Management Report 2022. The only problem with that is the cost of being in Bermuda is very high. That's one of the issues that holds people back. But yes, Bermuda is definitely a great place to do business from. Sylvia is here. Hi there, Sylvia. How you doing today? Hi, everybody. It was 64 degrees today. Yesterday, it was 69 degrees in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm number 12 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you. FX45 is here. How you doing, buddy? Number 13 on the thumbs ups meter. Thank you so much, my friend. Terry Gallant. We hit some daytime highs in the 70s in New Brunswick in early November. Eastern Canada, man, that is awesome. Awesome weather for that time of year. Nikki is here. Nikki Singleton. Hi, everybody. Another sponsor member in the house. Greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. It's 64 degrees here right now. Thank you, Nikki, for your support of this channel and being here today. Rohan Sadhu, nice to see you. Trinidad is saying hello. Beautiful people in Trinidad. Absolutely phenomenal people. Matthew Hoffman, desert weather is beautiful right now. Enjoy your time in Southern California. Thank you, sir, very much. Sylvia saying, I got my 5th booster last Wednesday and my arm didn't get sore this time. Right on. So I'm all caught up on all vaccinations. Well done. Kirk Brunson's YouTube and Facebook channel. The man is here. Hi, Bruce and TW family. Kirk from the Big Apple is in the house. Thanks, pal. He's the number 24 thumbs up today already. We're already a quarter of the way towards 100 thumbs ups. I see 25 of them here now. You guys are phenomenal. I really love that. Thank you guys for helping us out, giving us a nice quick start. The launch and the march up to 100 thumbs ups is underway right here, right now. Gasoline around here. Jen and I filled up at the Costco gas bar the other day. And for Americans, I'm going to say it's about $4 US a gallon, give or take around here. It has been coming down bit by bit, and it should drop a little more now that oil is under 80 bucks a barrel. We should start seeing another 20, 30 cents a gallon, maybe 40 cents a gallon in drops. So we could be around $3.50 a gallon here in the near future. But I won't be buying any more gasoline in Canada until next May because we're gone for the whole winter. Jeff is in the house, one of my sponsor members from Down Under in Australia. Good day, all. I am number 25. Welcome, Jeff, to this show. Glad you could make it. Terry Gallant is here. And the changes to the dining menu Royal is trying on one of their ships is getting panned the most on social media. Do you think they will go through with it? You know, I heard about this last week and the week before. There's apparently what they're trying to pull off here, and this is inevitable, and this is only a matter of time, folks. The days of going on a cruise for the food experience, they're over. They're almost finished. It all started 12, 15 years ago when so-called specialty dining was introduced by Norwegian. And all cruise lines have followed suit with this, especially the 3.5, 4-star cruise lines. Some of the 4.5, 5 stars, they're all doing it now. They're all playing this game that under the idea of giving you more variety for your food options, they have turned into full-blown restaurant dining with a la carte pricing. That's where it's going. It's heading there. There will be no reversal of this to the old days. The old days, right up until the very early 2000s, mid 2000s, it used to be you would go on a cruise and it would include your cabin. The fare that you paid would include your cabin. It would include all your food. It might include wine at dinner, maybe beer and wine, maybe not. Would certainly include coffee and tea and milk and maybe soft drinks at dinner time, maybe not. But certainly the food was all inclusive. And you would go into the main dining room and it would seat, 600-800 people at a time. These would be multi-level dining rooms in some cases. And you'd have an early seating and a late seating time that you would have made. Or you could order room service to your room if you didn't feel up to it. You could just order room service to your room. It was all inclusive. There was no extra charge. And if you came into the main dining room, you would get a menu of 3-4 pages long, no pricing anywhere, no dollar signs anywhere in the entire menu. And you would see surf and turf, you'd see filet mignon, you'd see New York steak, you'd see ribs, you would see lobster, you would see all the fixins. Pork chops and linguine, and I mean all the versions. Now, during certain nights of the cruise, they would have Italian night, or they'd have German night, or they'd have whatever French night, and they'd have special menu items added to the menu, not taken away, added to the menu additionally, all no charge. And you could have the specialty items, or you could have the standards. And if you and your wife felt like you wanted a steak and your wife wanted something else, and you wanted to share between the two of you some lobster tails, you'd order lobster tails as a third item. So there would be 3 entrees coming to the table all at the same time. Soup or salad before, if you wanted it or not. You just ordered it. You just tell them what they want, they bring it to you. And then there would be 3 entrees on the table. And if you wanted just 1 extra lobster tail for yourself, you just wave the waiter over. Can I get 1 extra lobster tail? Oh, no problem. And he'd bring a dish a couple minutes later with 1 extra lobster tail just for you. No extra charge. All the dessert you wanted. Absolutely wonderful. Nowadays, it's fragmenting out. And like Terry is saying here, the Royal Caribbean folks are now showing a menu in the main dining room now with certain items with dollar signs beside them. So the days are over that there aren't menus anymore without dollar signs. They all now will have dollar signs. And it's only a matter of time that you'll go to the main dining room and every item you order, you will be paying extra for. They'll try the old game of it's just $10 a night per person for the dining room, but that won't work. They're going to go to a la carte pricing. And that is going to be the way on every restaurant, sit-down type restaurant, because the competition just isn't there anymore to keep them in check. And the reality, of course, is that cruise lines, they're trying to get you on board the cruise with a cheap fare, but they nail you with all the add-ons because they believe you're as dumb as you are on a cruise ship as you are in an airport. You're just as stupid. You go to the airport and we book our so-called flight to wherever, and then we have to pay for a seat selection, which is a joke. We have to now pay for add-on baggage perhaps, or carry-on baggage over a certain weight. It just is nickels and dimes rather than it's $250 for the fare, includes everything. No, now it's $199 for the fare plus, you're at $300. And because we're dumb enough to fall for this gag all the time, rather than show up at the airport without a seat reservation, we just show up and we have our ticket and we demand that they give us a seat or we won't get on the plane. And if we all refuse to get on the plane, they have a plane that's sitting at the ramp empty. They've sold all these tickets and no one's on it. It screws them up royally. But we're dumb enough to pay it. And the airlines, each one of them just up the other, so that lets the other one up the other. And now the cruise lines are into it as well. It's really sad. It is. How about that volcano in Hawaii? It has awoken, hasn't it? Sylvia, ask one of Bruce's followers about that Tom Henry. Laugh out loud. He's cruising in Hawaii now and didn't hear anything about the volcano eruption. I didn't know he was on a ship. And Rogers, hi, Bruce, Ann, and Brent from Ancaster, Ontario. We are number 9 and number 27 on your thumbs up meter tonight. Gas, $1.46 a liter here in Ontario, southern Ontario. 2 degrees Celsius is the temperature. That's about 36 Fahrenheit. And that's a bit warmer than me now. We are cooler than that. Welcome, both of you from Ancaster. Robert Blend, hello, Bruce from Boston, number 5. I think I was today. Had a terrific cruise on the Norwegian Bliss this month in the Mexican Riviera. Right on. Kevin Chapman, the man, the author, is in the house. Greetings from central New Jersey, Bruce. Glad you're heading south for the winter soon. You're right about the high-end food on the modern ships outside of the specialty restaurants. Guess why? Yeah, Sharon, I don't think I will be fully a la carte. I don't think it will be fully a la carte in the future, but the upcharge dinner offerings are going to be way more appealing than the included ones. Kevin, thumbs up number 32, and now up to 35 thumbs ups, buddy. Sylvia, my daughter and I are cruising next Christmas on Norwegian, and they're putting all the gratuities together. Black Friday sale, second guest is supposedly free, not free. Louise Lanthier, Louise is in the house. Hi there, Bruce. Hi, Louise. Welcome to the show tonight. Glad to have you here with us this evening. Yeah, it's changing. It's over. The old days are gone. My parents used to lament it about everything. Now I lament it about everything. And soon it'll be your turn. You'll lament it about everything. You'll all complain as you get as old as I am about how it's changing. What can I say? But did we see this coming? As a 67-year-old old-timer, this is a marvel of the world today. This is truly a marvel. As a child of the 50s, born in 1955, I was. This didn't exist in science fiction movies. Kind of similar sort of versions of this lasted, but not this entire unit existed in the 1960s science fiction movies or the 70s or the 80s. And to have something like this in one's hand today is truly amazing. It really, truly is. And I am very impressed with how the world has evolved with that little thing over there. It is incredible. Jeannie Lavinghouse. Hi, Louise. Sharon, I'm old and crotchety. I lean into it. Right on. I lean into it. Rocky. Hi, Bruce. Thumbs up number 30 here. 53 Fahrenheit right now. It was 66 in Chesapeake, Virginia today. And gas right now is $3.18 a gallon. Right on. I'm hoping that all of you will see price of gas under $3 very shortly throughout most of America. Obviously, where I'm going in California, Hawaii, Alaska, not going to be super cheap. But I'm working on a Tesla again this year. I'm working on driving a Tesla in California. So I won't have to pump gas until I return to Canada in May of 2023. Hopefully, I won't have to use any gas at all until there. We'll see what happens. Terry Gallant, are you aware of any advantages of checking in via the app as opposed to checking in using a computer? Any advantages? I'm trying to figure that out. I wonder. I'll say this much: when Jennifer and I used our phones when we went to Europe this past summer, I had this right here. I'll see if this is going to show up or not. I'm not sure if this will work or not. Talking about an app. Jen and I had an app for our rail pass, and you had to be from overseas. You couldn't be in you couldn't be in a European to use this. And I had this rail planner. It says right there, planner. And you see where it says from and to right here, right there. This is so darn handy. I could put in here and say, like, say Zurich Airport to Zermatt, Switzerland. So here's the Zurich Airport right here to Zermatt, Switzerland, and I want to depart, say, maybe on Thursday this week, um, at 9 in the morning or after. I could just do this. I just put in here Thursday, December 1. This whole thing. I just hit the search button now. This whole thing was set up from here in Canada before I left. Handiest app ever. I had to enter my passport number, my ID. I had to have a photo taken of myself. I did all that from the comfort of my house. It was really great. And then it just worked out beautifully. That um, it really was amazing how this all worked for us. See if this will work or not. I'm not sure if this will go. I mean, this is my Euro Rail pass for 2022 right here. Absolutely incredible. And so for us to travel all over the place was an absolute no-brainer whatsoever. It was absolutely fabulous. I would think, though, that nowadays with the airline apps, it would work fairly well. Although I don't know how well it'll work through customs. And then getting on a cruise ship, I'm going to imagine that if they haven't done it already, it's within months that cruise lines will be completely apped up, and you'll be able to get on a ship through your app and everything else, if not already, depending on the cruise line. I think it's a great idea. Louise is saying, hi there, Jeannie. I'm here. Sylvia, we don't even want the specialty dining, but that's part of the deal. We don't mind the unlimited open bar, though, laugh a lot, but we still have to pay gratuities on the dining. So you got a deal that included the drinks and the specialty dining, but you still have to pay the gratuities. Exactly right. That is quite correct. Yeah, in the old days, you didn't have all the features that you have now on a cruise ship. And talk about features, I'm going to talk about some in just a second here. I've got some news for you. Mrs. Brittany Anderson is in the house. Hello there. Hi, Bruce. Sorry I'm late. Welcome, Mrs. Brittany Anderson, to the show. Glad that you could make it. Today, I read up on the new ship that's coming out from Royal Caribbean. It's the Icon of the Seas, and I was able to get some photos together for you to kind of help you out to understand this particular vessel. This is an overhead shot of the Icon of the Seas. This is a computerized, finished illustration of the finished ship itself. And Royal Caribbean is now releasing details of the first ship, this is a new vessel class of ships. It's a brand new class of vessels with a whole bunch of new technology. And this is going to be the largest ship on the planet when completed. It will be over 250,000 tons in weight and handle 5,600 guests. The new build will be slightly larger than the Wonder of the Seas, which is now the largest, but the weight will be about 23,000 tons more. It'll be about 10% larger by tonnage than the largest ship in the world right now. Equipped with LNG-powered engines and new fuel cell technology, the Icon of the Seas will be Royal Caribbean's international greenest ship of all time. The vessel will use other proven applications such as shore power connection and waste heat recovery systems to make it a very sustainable cruise ship. Now, this shore power is a big deal. Shore power for this ship is a huge deal. Here's a shot, by the way, of the ship under construction just a little while ago. That's what it looked like under construction. You can see all the components going on, more to be added to it. And then if you take a look at the back of the ship, there's a slight similarity to the Wonder of the Seas and the Oasis class, because you've got those two distinctive wings of accommodation and then the big middle opening there. But this ship is just going to be massive. And let me give you this overhead shot. Take a look at that right there. You can see me up here, and you can see me down. You can see me down here. Hi there, everybody. But there's an overhead shot of the ship right there for you to enjoy. Well, I'll read off some of the features of the ship. There are going to be 8 neighborhoods on this ship, apparently. The public areas of the Icon will comprise 8 different neighborhoods, they say. And according to Royal Caribbean, the destinations, they're all destinations in themselves. Each of the zones will offer an array of experiences, live entertainment, and ways to grab a bite and a drink, the company added. Spread around the entire vessel, the neighborhoods have different functions and may cater to distinct different publics, like different people. The new Surfside zone, for instance, was designed for young families, focusing on kids in ages 6 and under. Located at the stern of the vessel, the area features pool areas for both adults and children, as well as dining options, a bar, a carousel, an arcade, and more. Amazing, amazing stuff. Then we have 5 brand new adventures. They're talking about, in addition to Surfside, the Icon will feature 4 new neighborhoods, including Aquadome. Located at the top of the vessel, the area is described by Royal Caribbean as a transformational place like any other. By day, the neighborhood offers wraparound ocean views and a waterfall, while by night, it becomes a vibrant place for a night out, complete with restaurants, bars, and the cruise line's marquee aqua shows at the Aqua Theater. After debuting on the Oasis class, the show venue will feature the new transforming pool, 4 robotic arms, state-of-the-art projection, and more. Other new neighborhoods include Thrill Island, highlighted by Category 6, the largest water park at sea; Chill Island with its 4 different swimming pools; and The Hideaway, where guests will find the first suspended infinity pool at sea, multi-level sun terraces with whirlpools, a variety of seating, and a dedicated bar. I mean, it's just unbelievable what this ship is going to be offering. 3 returning favorites. The 3 signature neighborhoods of former ship classes are also making returns, including the Royal Promenade. The area now features floor-to-ceiling ocean views. Royal Caribbean said, plus more than 15 restaurants, cafes, bars, and lounges. Central Park is also making a return, and according to the company, will offer a lusher and livelier experience, along with more ways to dine and be entertained. The Icon will also feature the largest suite neighborhood, complete with 4 decks, a multi-level private pool deck, and a 2-story coastal kitchen. More returning favorites include experiences like new takes on mini golf at Lost Dunes, rock climbing at Adrenaline Park, or Adrenaline Peak, I guess, and Absolute Zero, Royal Caribbean's largest ice skating rink, in addition to dining venues such as Giovanni's, Italian Kitchen and Wine Bar, and the Asian-inspired Izumi. New cabins they're talking about, including a 3-level family suite. The Icon of the Seas will feature 28 level cabin categories, which, according to Royal Caribbean, were thoughtfully designed for every type of vacationer. Among the new accommodations are layouts made for families of 3, 4, 5, and more, including the 3-story Ultimate Family Townhouse, complete with its own white picket fence and mailbox. Also new are the brand's first Sunset Corner suites and panoramic ocean views in Aqua Dome. I mean, my gosh. Year-round service in the Caribbean starting in early 2024. Year and a half from now, the Icon will set sail year-round on Eastern and Western Caribbean vacations from Royal Caribbean's Miami Cruise Terminal. Every 7-night cruise will visit the company's private island destination in the Bahamas, perfect day at Coco Cay, and in addition to ports like Cozumel, Mexico, Phillipsburg, St. Martin, and Roatan. Pretty exciting stuff for this ship. It's going to be the first of several of this design that will be made. Look at this, all the complexity here of all these different levels and different activity levels down here, up there at the top. You've got Wave Rider up there. You got just folks hanging out in loungers at the very back corner there. My gosh, that water park. I can imagine that if you are a family of 3, 4, 5. You, mom, you and your wife and 3 kids. Oh my gosh, you're not going to see the kids for the rest of the day. My goodness, look at that ship. How far you can go and where you can get to and what you can see and all that. Absolutely amazing. It goes from this to this in the next year and a half, and is in full service and full swing. I mean, amazing. I think it's 1.5 billion, at least 1.5 billion to build it. You can see why. But apparently, bookings have been very good. Bookings have been phenomenal. Record numbers of cruises already booked on the ship. So, being the first of the new class, this is going to be a trendsetter, and it's a new level of excitement for the folks at Royal Caribbean. How about that? Other news to tell you about today. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I gotta tell you, from Australia, here we have it, and we have news out of Indonesia. The cruise ship known as the Queen Elizabeth. Here's a photo of her right here. The Queen Elizabeth, run by Cunard. This ship has run into a COVID problem. The ship was on a 17-day sailing and was supposed to visit Bali in Indonesia. But before getting there, they were 5 or 6 days into their 17-day cruise, something along those lines. They had to cancel Bali. The Indonesian authorities would not let the ship into Bali at all. The cruise line has indicated, these are estimates I'm going to give you, COVID cases on board this ship. The low range, 200 to 380 cases. The high range, 310 to 465 in 5-6 days. That's how many positive cases of COVID have shown up on this cruise ship. An absolute nightmare. Jim Walker, the Cruise Law News guy, I've had him on as a guest before. Great guy. He's been commenting on these kinds of stories for weeks and months. He's really been covering it, and he has come up with these numbers. So the latest now is the Queen Elizabeth from Cunard, with up to possibly 465 cases of COVID on board the ship. Unbelievable. Majestic Princess had 800 positive cases of COVID when she docked in Sydney early and let everybody off. Unaffected were allowed off first, and the infected were let off later. I think they had to go to 5-day quarantine or something. Quantum of the Seas, 400 cases of COVID, Australia bound. Coral Princess, 290 cases. The Grand Princess had 200 cases. Ovation of the Seas had 129 guest infections, 2 crew infections. And Majestic Princess, again, the second time, 116 in Tahiti were identified. This is a very disturbing pattern of high case numbers, high infection rates on cruise ships, to do with Australia and the Asia area, Indonesia, Tahiti here in this case. But Australia is running into real problems. They're running into some real high numbers of cases after 4, 5, 6, 7 days. The infection rate is unbelievable, and no masking required, or at least up until last week. I think they've reinstated masking. No testing required. No proof of vaccinations required. You are going into the Wild West when you take it. It would appear to me, you taking a cruise in Australia, you might be in the Wild West, and you're on your own. You've got to decide for yourself whether or not you're going to go onto a cruise in Australia or not. You really got to decide for yourself: is this worth it? Now, I'm gonna say this much. I have had viewers of mine tell me that they've gone on a cruise out of Florida, they've gone on cruises out of California, and they've mentioned to me that upon returning home, they've come down with COVID. That They were on a 1 week cruise, felt fine on the cruise, felt fine getting home. After they were home, they weren't feeling so well. They started to have the flu-like symptoms and got themselves tested, and lo and behold, testing positive. Now, we have had reports here and there sporadically of cruise ships returning to Florida with positive cases of COVID. What we're not getting anymore, because it's no longer mandatory, we're not getting the numbers. We don't know how many passengers get off a cruise ship in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral that are testing positive. I don't even think they're testing on board the ships anymore. I don't know if there's any kind of a protocol at all on cruise ships that will test passengers. I would imagine if you're not feeling well on a cruise ship, they will likely have you stay in your cabin, but they're not going to test everybody else on the ship to see if they're positive like it used to be. I have a suspicion now. You don't know. You do not know when you get on a cruise ship with 5,000 other people how many have never been vaccinated at all, ever, never been tested. How many are ill getting on the ship? They don't know it. They've got the virus. They don't know they have it. They didn't get tested. They don't know they're infecting everybody they're coming into contact with. You don't know how many people are sniffling but think they have a cold, not COVID. You don't know how many people have full-blown COVID but aren't exhibiting any symptoms whatsoever because that's the way their immune systems are. And you don't know after 2 days, 3 days, or 5 days how many people now and crew are infected with this virus. So when you get off the ship in Miami and you have 5,000 people scattering out, 3,000 going to the airport, 2,000 going somewhere else, who knows how many are exposed to this virus now, unbeknownst to anyone else. I really wonder about it. And we're not going to know because there's no CDC oversight anymore. There's no daily case count mandatory revelations anymore. We're totally in the dark. And we only know about the numbers from Australia, more or less, because Australia makes the cruise lines do it. But I don't know for how much longer. And this is disturbing to me that 10 to 15% of everyone on the ship is infected in 5 days. This is an outbreak. This is catastrophically bad. China would freak out if any of these cruise ships were in its waters with those kinds of infection numbers. I mean, China locks down a city of 10 million people with one positive case of COVID. So can you imagine a cruise ship with 800 cases coming into Shanghai? That would never be allowed. Just never. There's the reason why there are no cruising holidays out of China these days. No one's cruising in China at all. They've shut it all off. Isn't it amazing how that's going? Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, what can I say? Thank you all. Sharon, 40 thumbs ups are in. You need 60 more to get to 100. Fantastic. Sylvia, Brittany, you have a new picture. It looks very nice with you and your husband. Sharon, I have a cruise-related question. We're sailing Royal Caribbean to St. John, Newfoundland in the spring. We don't want to go on a lengthy excursion there. What is available to do at the port? Well, the city of St. John is very historic. You'll really enjoy visiting downtown St. John. You're going to get a real kick, a huge kick out of the locals, the dialect of the locals. It'll blow your mind. I would do some Googling about St. John. I believe there's a lookout just outside of town that you might be able to either grab a van to with some other passengers on your own, or you might be able to do one of these Uber rides or a cab ride. I'm trying to remember if it's called Signal Hill or not. I think it is Signal Hill. Now, I might be telling you that Signal Hill is a place for you to go that is being offered by the cruise line as an excursion. Forgive me, because it's not intentional. I'm just thinking of it myself. But Signal Hill is where the Marconi Morse code aerials were built on Signal Hill. It was the furthest piece of land out in the Atlantic to capture ship communications by Morse code way back in the 1800s. This is a very historical place. But there are definitely in St. John, Newfoundland, a number of pubs, bars, again, filled with the locals, and or museums that you can easily get to yourself. So do a little Googling about St. John, Newfoundland, and check out what you can do versus how much time you have to do it. But something tells me a quick little ride from the port to where you need to go is all you have to worry about, and you'll have lots to do. You don't need to go for an island tour. St. John itself will be enchanting enough, I'm sure of it. Brittany came home from Orlando with 0 injuries, lots of fun memories from my 3 very fulfilling and awesomely magical days in Disney World, and we didn't stay on the property. Right on. That is fantastic. Larry is here. My first cruise was an Ocean View stateroom on the Carnival holiday in 1991, my first cruise. The fare was $1,600 a person in 1991. The fare included airfare. Our boarding pass was paper, and it was all cash once on board. You paid cash on board for everything. Nothing charged to your room. Oh, man. Sylvia, is that a pool floating in the middle way up at the top? I love ships that have the Central Park areas. It's wonderful having so much open air on board. Let's see, where was I here? Hang on. Hang on. Let me get back to that photo. Sylvia's asking. There are pools on the top deck here on this ship all over the place. At the very front of the ship, you have the nose, and you have that silver-colored dome. And then just at the very top, probably if the dome, the middle of the dome was a clock, at 10 o'clock, there seems to be a pool up there. And then further along the ship, there's a pool on the one side and the other side. One is thicker than the other, one's much narrower. And then there's a series of pools on the one side there. That's probably the kiddie play area there. And there's a big, looks like a gigantic rectangular pool in the middle of the ship, just above Central Park. You can see Central Park right through the ship there. And at the back, you see the water park with all those water rides, the slides and everything. And then there's Wave Rider, and there's a pool at the back, and then there's pools down below. I mean, there's just no end. There's no ends of pool. Look at this here. You got the infinity pool hanging on the top there, Wave Rider, and then down below there's more pools at the bottom. So they don't have, it looks like they do not have one of those slides like they have on the Oasis class ships. The Oasis class ships has those big 10-story high slides, a dry slide. They don't seem to have that built on this ship, at least from what I can tell you. Fascinating stuff. All right. Sharon, thank you. Brittany, I did a couple of cruises around Bay Lake ferry between Magic Kingdom and a resort, and that must have been pretty cool. Sylvia, that's what I saw, that infinite pool. Yikes, too high for me. That infinity pool. Brittany, no videos were filmed, just too busy having fun. Stephen Butler, Jules Verne cruised on the Great Eastern in 1867, the largest iron ship built up at that time. Then he penned a novel, A Floating City. He would marvel at the icon of the seas. We are very fortunate. Terry Gallant, oh yes. Dino, and for a second in the main dining gratuity will be added per dish, as I interpreted. Oh my goodness. Terry, oh yes, every day at Coca-Cola is more money for the bottom line. That's right. Louise, do you like big ships like that, Bruce? I haven't been on the Oasis class, any of them. I was supposed to be on the Harmony of the Seas with my channel here over a year ago, but that got canceled because of COVID, of course. And so I'm still looking to get on one of those mega ships. I'm very happy with my little Zandam. She says, Sylvia, I think being on the ship too long brings out COVID. 7 days is long enough. If you're on longer than that, you're asking for problems. Jeannie, Louise, you are like us. Good food and fun. Sylvia, I still wear my mask, and I'm all vaccinated, and I still wear my mask. Jeannie, Sylvia, we are vaxxed to the max, but wear our masks too. We were, why were they wearing a mask? I'm going on a cruise in April, and I'm wearing my mask. I don't care who looks at me funny. Yeah, I don't know about the Alaska thing. I think the earlier cruises, they weren't. Brittany Anderson, countries just really need to get over the fact that the virus is here to stay, just like the common cold and the flu. Sylvia Jeannie, I don't trust people. No masks are being worn, but I haven't cruised since January 2020, and I want to go places. Fearless Rambler, howdy, everybody. How you doing there, buddy? Sharon, thanks, Bruce. Hanging with St. John locals sounds much more fun than the long excursions. I'll look into Signal Hill. Yeah, you're going to love the dialect of Newfoundlanders. Oh, my God. You're going to be blown away. You may want to watch some YouTube videos about St. John's, and you will probably find Newfoundland dialect videos out there with the language is almost, in some cases, is not recognizable. It's English, but it's its own unique style. The people of Newfoundland are absolutely phenomenal, and you're going to have a fabulous day. You're going to find that you'd love to come back sometime. Brittany, I will say this. I celebrated my birthday a little early in Disney, wore my Disney birthday ears every single day while in Disney. Way to go, Brittany. You know how to have a good time. You know how to have a good time. Terry, Signal Hill was where the first transatlantic transmission was received, you see. And Louise, I hear you about COVID. There are no more protocols to travel via Rail Canada either, via rail. Canada are no longer, people no longer protected here, says Louise. Jeannie, Sylvia, our last cruise was March 2020. Got sick when we got home, but we didn't know about COVID then. Think we might have had it. Brittany, the Aqua Theater is going to be at the front of the Icon of the Seas. Sylvia, I never, Sharon, I never thought I'd enjoy large ships, but I love the Oasis class. There are lots of areas to hang out, many of which are in the open air. D. Dino, I am in my 60s, cruising since my childhood. Back then, Cunard Line. My last one was 2019. I won't cruise if I need to use a mask. I usually travel in suits with a limited hallway access, or I travel in suites with limited hallway access. Suits. Right on. I figure you're old school wearing suits all the time. Oh, man. Sharon, the musical Come From Away talks about Newfoundland accent. It's on Apple Plus. We saw it on Broadway, and it's a fabulous show. Yes, great story. The people in Newfoundland are super special. Sharon, they sell Screech rum in Newfoundland. We have some just in homage to Come From Away. Larry Blake, I am number 43, Bruce, on your thumbs up meter. Thank you, Larry, for popping that up there. All of you who have been able to hit the thumbs up button for us, thank you so much. 43 thumbs ups and counting. Very much appreciated. We're trying to get to 100 thumbs ups between the live audience and the rerun audience. And my rerun audience comes through every week. They send me messages. They'll comment on the video down below and they'll say, I was number 84. I was number 96. I was 102. And I always hear about the fact that we hit 100 thumbs ups almost every single time I do this live show. I thank you. I can't thank you guys enough for the support. It is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, going on a cruise for Jen and I, I'm envisioning the next cruise we're going to take will likely be in Europe. The thinking that what we're tossing around right now is after our winter vacation in California is over, we'll be back in Canada in May. And then the plan is to, we may have already put a plan together that might start in June or July, where we'll do perhaps 3 cruises in one European vacation. And it could be a Mediterranean cruise, a river cruise in Europe, and a Scottish Isle cruise out of the UK. Something like that might be in the master plan. What cruise line, what ship, which dates, nothing has even been looked at. Nothing. Everything is dependent on how Jennifer recovers from hip surgery. So getting her new hip will determine everything. And so her recovery after that, we'll let you know. So when we know, you'll know. Brittany, I believe that I'm thumbs up number 39. Ms. M, hi, Bruce. I'm number 44. Thank you all for these thumbs up. Let us know what number you are. Keep us posted. Yeah, we're hoping for, if we can do 3 cruises in this entire vacation, it might be 10, 12 weeks of vacation time with 3 cruises inside that at various stages. We'll let you know when we know what ships we're going to be on and what dates we're sailing. And if any of you are planning any of those trips, you might catch up with us, vice versa. If any of you are going to be in the cities that we're going to be visiting, we might see you for a coffee on our travels. You just never know. We did a 10-week vacation this past late spring, summer, Jennifer and I did actually meet a few of my followers on my stock market channel. I met a follower in London, in Amsterdam, and Munich, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was just great visiting these folks from so far from home. Ms. M, European cruises sound great. Did the Mediterranean out of Barcelona twice. I've done it twice. I've had one cruise in Europe. Jennifer Jr. and I did the daddy-daughter cruise back in 2008 on the Norwegian Jade. And we left Southampton and cruised down past into Lisbon and Galaga. We did Naples. We did the port just outside of Rome. We did Nice and Florence. We did the cruise port for that stop, and we saw Monaco. We also were able to do a day trip into Monaco. It was a fantastic experience, and we did it in September. Our cruise was September, and it was fabulous weather. Absolutely beautifully warm, gorgeous weather. Really lucked out. Dino, May 2023. We are walking El Camino de Santiago from Fen Santiago de Compostela, Spain. We are in training. Oh, I see. That's that walk across northern Spain to the church. I got it. Yes, I know which one you're talking about. Brittany Anderson, I believe the only form of Disney transportation I did not do is the Skyliner. On Saturday, I was all over the place in Disney. And Brittany says, never went into any of the parks, but doesn't mean I didn't use a bathroom outside of the Magic Kingdom. You left your mark. Well done. You always got to mark your territory, no matter where you are. Well done. There you go. Good stuff, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show. I hope you enjoyed a little visit with me this week. As I said, it's our last show from Calgary, winter-bound Calgary. Next week, we'll be doing this show from Palm Desert, California. I look forward to that, and I hope all this week, all of you are very well and healthy, and don't get sick on me, and take care of yourselves. Give your relatives an extra long hug the next time you see them. You never know when it's the last time. And thank you all for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Sharon, have a great week. Safe travels, Bruce and Jen. You got it. We'll be all packed up in the next few days. We'll be on an airplane, and we'll get all unpacked by the time you see me the next time. And thank you all for following this channel and coming by to spend some of your time with me every week. I do appreciate it. And as we go forward in time with Jennifer getting better and better, we will be traveling again actively, and you're welcome to join us. And let's hope that works out really well. Thank you all so much. Stephen Butler, thanks, Bruce. Y'all have a safe trip to California. Dino, thank you. You got it. Thank you, all of you who are here. Brittany Anderson, Ms. M, Larry Blake, of course. Thank you to Jeannie Labbinghouse, Louise Lanthier, Terry is here. Thank you to Fearless Rambler. Thank you, Sylvia, for popping in this week to see us. Thank you to Stephen Butler. There we go, Stephen Butler. Thank you for these comments and saying hi to us. All of you, appreciate it very much. Kevin Chapman, of course, the author. Robert Glenn, Ann Rogers, FX45. Jeff Dinan from Down Under, Kirk Brunson, buddy, thank you. Matthew here, Rohan, Nikki, all of you who are here. To Donnell, of course, from Cork, Ireland. The best to all of you. Have a wonderful week. Jeannie, catching up with you next week in the USA. That's right, baby. We're back in the country. Donnell, another great show, Bruce. Safe travels. Thanks, my friend. Have a great one, everybody. We'll see you next week, Monday, hopefully from Palm Desert, California. And all of you take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you real soon. Good night for now. Bye-bye.